I'm back.
I can't tell you I'm not enjoying the current season of The Flash, as it is certainly grabbing me, as it always has. However, Season 5 hasn't quite impressed me in some of the ways that earlier seasons did. DC's Legends of Tomorrow started off on the wrong foot, if you ask me. I can recall being significantly underwhelmed by Vandal Savage, as well as Hawkgirl and Hawkman.
I may die, but you will live knowing that you failed to save the lives.
However, I have come to find that Legends of Tomorrow is a hilarious and campy show in all the best ways possible. The youngest of the shows in this ranking, and the only one that is technically not a part of the Arrowverse, takes a midpoint for its current season. Arrow may have gone from amazing to just okay, and transitioning from Season 5, season finale, which was explosive and epic, to 6, which was not the best that it's done so far.
Without Mom and Felicity.
No, Adrian!
However, I almost instantly fell in love with what Season 7 was going to be going for. Everything that happens in prison in this season is some of my favorite stuff that Arrow has ever done in the show's history, period. I found myself on the edge of my seat watching every episode as Oliver was beaten, manipulated, and threatened to death while simultaneously doing his own fair share of violence and brutality, all while the stakes continued to get higher and higher by the moment. The decision to reveal himself to the world as the Green Arrow to protect his family sent Oliver Queen to prison. Yet Ricardo Diaz still managed to be a threat to Felicity and William, and that is oddly enough the build-up to what is one of my favorite parts of the season, but also sometimes quite the opposite.
I want to save you now. Just you and me.
I swear to God, if you hurt him.
You're gonna do what? Gonna sick Oliver after me? Right now, he's realizing how difficult prison life is.
I did on one end really love the way Diaz haunted Oliver and his family at all times, and of course his prison break was amazing, and more on that later. But I also did find myself admittedly a little annoyed by how Diaz seemed like the main season villain again, which was already going to be controversial, and the only differentiation was the longbow hunters. These longbow hunters are really cool on paper, and in the comics I would imagine as well, but besides some weird fighting gimmicks and a few chills that they did give, these characters are nothing short of forgettable for me, and I admittedly really did forget who they were and that they were in this season until revisiting some of the show for this video.
This was definitely
The longbow hunters, according to our source, Anatoly Knyazhov, they were hired by our old friend Ricardo Diaz. These assassins are extremely dangerous, and we need to find them and shut them down.
But outside of Slabside Prison, Arrow Season 7 also was not quite perfect for me, as I must debate some things. Now, the new Green Arrow interested me, yet I also don't know how much I care. I have faith that the show writers will give me a reason to care in her, but right now, I'm just a little concerned.
I don't know who the hell that is.
We both know that new Green Arrow is not who you should be looking for.
And the decision to flash forward is quite interesting as well. Because the flashbacks already came full circle, now they're going in the future. And I was really hyped at first with seeing William visit Lian Yu and run into Roy and other familiar faces. Hearing Felicity went rogue and died. Yet with each flash forward, if you will, I found myself a little concerned and maybe not always as interested.
William, I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you this, but Felicity Smoke is dead.
But I do think that Felicity allegedly changing to someone a little darker and more intense overall does have its perks. I like seeing her embrace this darker side and almost wishes she went ahead and kind of did more with it. And I do think her motive is justifiable. Her family has been super destroyed, so she should be anything but relaxed, especially around Diaz. And I would have loved to see her pull the trigger on him after all.
You don't have the guts.
No, I do. You see, that's the problem. I do have the guts. Because you made me into this person.
But on to the really good stuff now. I was super impressed with everything that happened in Slabside for the most part. These scenes were intense, thrilling, and really well done. Oliver's new relationship with Stanley and even Turner are really great. Stanley is this weak, scared, and seemingly falsely accused individual, and he's really inspired by Oliver. And the way that they interact is really unforgettable because of Stanley actually turning out to be a psychotic killer and making his future worth really being excited for, seeing as he did escape Slabside after all. So I'm pretty curious to know what they'll do with him next.
Shouldn't have been so mean to me.
And then Turner had a pretty big turnaround after all too, as he was the hero in the end, ironically, and kind of helped out Oliver save the day. And I actually really did feel for him by the end of the prison riot. But Oliver moving between level and level for his actions just to get intelligence on the demon and other information regarding Diaz was super interesting and really, really well done. And the doctors trying to wipe his mind, doing all these illegal experiments. That was some of the best plot points of all, and I really love seeing it get shut down by Felicity and Earth 2's Laurel.
This is what they're gonna do to Oliver. They're going to erase him.
And also, my favorite thing that I cannot skip mentioning is the Slabside Redemption. Season 7, Episode 7 is one of the best episodes in the whole history of Arrow for me.
Stand up! These guards, they imprisoned you. They disrespected you. They tortured you. Y'all want to make them pay? Y'all want to make them pay?
I loved everything from the amazing cinematography and camera work, the brutal action, the intensity, the violence, Oliver and Turner teaming up, Brick getting killed, Stanley's true colors coming out, and Diaz and Oliver's final showdown. It was all thrilling and really incredible. And with Diaz alive again right now for some reason, a new Green Arrow presence actually meeting with Oliver, his relationship with Felicity on the line, and Star City's perspective on vigilantes right now with Oliver out of prison, the rest of Season 7 should be really good.
My mission is to protect it.
Deciding on whether Arrow or Supergirl would deserve the top spot on this list was never going to be a small feat for me, but I was never really blown away by the latter, up until now however. And for that reason alone, I can't help but think that Season 4 of Supergirl totally is my favorite current season of the Arrowverse. I am really impressed with the current season on all fronts, both in the overall plot and approach to it all, and in the three-dimensional, deep, well-written characters.
Last thing we need is a bunch of evil people running around with superpowers.
Okay, but evil people wouldn't get powers.
So, only certain people qualify?
And who would decide who gets them? They'd be playing God.
The major plotline is, of course, alien discrimination. A story about such a thing would always be interesting in today's political climate, but must be approached appropriately. And the writers fortunately do just that and more, as they take a plot that is easily drawing parallels to real-world discrimination of the past and present alike, and it tells it in a really compelling manner that is both easy to follow and impossible to forget.
The President of the United States is an alien.
A fuse was lit.
Supergirl showed scenes of people coming together to brutally hurt or even kill aliens, simply because of their species being different from normal humans. And the plot thickens as the Children of Liberty come in. While the organization itself is not necessarily standout, their actions are. However, even more so is the leader.
Don't worry, he's with us.
I personally really enjoyed Sam Witwer's performance as Ben Lockwood greatly. Lockwood's transformation from a college professor who is both calm and easygoing in nature to a discriminatory, violent, and very stubborn villain behind a mask is nothing short of compelling.
Is it possible that 100 years from now, the aliens will have their own wonderful, thankful holiday about how they slaughtered us?
If you were to ask me who the main villains were in the last seasons of Supergirl, I'd struggle to remember their names as, in my opinion, this show hasn't quite had its Eobard Thawne or Adrian Chase, but Ben Lockwood certainly does it for me.
I remember you. It is dangerous.
No, I'm not. I'm a floor manager. No, you're not. You're an alien.
I found his drastic mental transformation, public speeches and arguments, vocal opinions on aliens, and violent actions to culminate into what makes a really good villain. One who perfectly exemplifies an intense and effective leader.
And I, as your agent of liberty, will stand with you as we dare to put Earth first! Let me hear you say it.
And in the last few episodes, David Ajala's Manchester Black also won me over.
And I can't let you kill a man, even if that man is Agent Liberty. Once you cross that line, Manchester, there is no going back.
You have no idea what lines I've already crossed. See that there? That's your heart beating. Agnes dead.
Manchester quickly became one of my favorite characters because of his charm and wit, coupled with the backstory and what it did to him. The dynamic character's love was killed by none other than Lockwood, and as a result, Manchester was vengeful, taking extreme measures without ever looking back, just to get to the top of Children of Liberty.
Okay, you want me, you got me. Just let her go. She's the guest of honor. Now, play nice.
And I loved the way he played both sides, with John and Kara, as well as with the Children of Liberty, all in hopes of killing Agent Liberty or Ben Lockwood himself. Despite his questionable approach to things, Manchester proved to be forward-thinking. He wanted to get the job done, even if his hands had to get dirty. A really interesting compliment to Supergirl, a hero who will not kill at all.
I honored my end of the deal. I delivered the goods. But I think now I'm gonna take it back. Time to let our caged bird free.
What Season 4's mid-season looks like right now, not per se taking Elseworlds into account, it is really exciting, and also plays into why I found this season to be the best for the rest of the Arrowverse so far this year.
What about Supergirl, huh? You know who I am? Who is she?
Lockwood is in prison, as is Manchester, and there are riots outside of the prison, protesting for the rights of humans and the ideals of Lockwood. Aliens are continuously being discriminated. Lena Luthor is on the verge of curing cancer, and the anti-alien plot looks like it is totally not over. What is to come with Supergirl being kicked out of the DEO, unless she will actually reveal her identity to the world, only ups to Annie, in what I believe the best season of Supergirl yet, and totally my favorite of the Arrowverse so far in 2018.
See you soon.
Alright guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed this video and I hope that you enjoyed this new take for the channel. Now, no, you should not expect TV or movie content on a regular basis as much as gaming because, like I always said, gaming is my #1 thing, but I also am a huge fan, like I had mentioned, of comic book TV and movies. So you guys can totally expect in the new year some new interesting content regarding that stuff. So as you know, based on this video, I like the Arrowverse a lot, so you guys can expect some more videos regarding those shows probably when they return in January. Maybe we'll look back at some characters and some episodes of this season so far. Let me know all your thoughts on the Arrowverse right now. What is your favorite show out of them? Do you wish that Black Lightning was connected? Do you wish that Legends of Tomorrow was actually in the crossover for Elseworlds? Save for that one cameo, which I won't mention if you haven't seen it. Are you guys disappointed or are you impressed with the season so far? I want to hear your opinion on this video, and if you guys want me to make more videos like this, hopefully you'll share with a friend and subscribe, and then this content can be shared with other people so we can all have some fun discussions outside of the usual Reddit or Twitter threads about the Arrowverse and what you guys are thinking about it so far for 2018. Otherwise, that's it for me. Like I said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys all next time.